Hello there, this is Kasano. Before modern medicine, people in Japan believed that illnesses and misfortunes were caused by evil spirits. This belief wasn't unique to Japan, it was common across the ancient world. To drive away these spirits, people turned to shamans and ritual specialists. In Japan, this practice became known as the Onmyoji, the way of yin and yang. And the most iconic figure in this tradition is Abe no Seimei. You might know Seimei from the mobile games Fate/Grand Order or Onmyoji. Or from the manga Onmyoji by Bakuyuma Makura, or even the live-action film series. But in this video, let's explore the real Abe no Seimei, the man behind the myth. What is an Onmyoji? Tokyo is Japan's capital today, but for over 1,000 years, the heart of the country was Kyoto. The emperor, nobles, and government all resided there. The earliest records of evil spirits in Japan go back about 1,200 years, around the time Kyoto Castle was built. People were deeply afraid of unseen forces, demons, curses, and bad omens. Whenever something unlucky happened, it was blamed on invisible spirits. This constant fear led to the rise of rituals designed to purify and protect. That's where Onmyoji came in. Practitioners of Onmyoji were called Onmyoji, masters of divination and exorcism. And Abe no Seimei became the most legendary Onmyoji in Japanese history. The origins of Onmyoji. In 784 AD, a new capital was established in Kyoto. A government bureau called the Onmyoji was formed to handle astrology, calendars, and omens. At first, only high-ranking officials who performed divinations for the court were called Onmyoji. So originally, Onmyoji was a formal government title. Later, the bureau absorbed elements from esoteric Buddhism and Taoism. It then developed into a magical ritual unique to Japan. This fusion created unique Japanese rituals, and the number of Onmyoji expanded. Eventually, even after leaving government service, some Onmyoji began working privately, offering rituals, selling calendars, and helping commoners. Their practices spread across Japan. Here's a quick breakdown. The government office was called the Onmyoji. Its members were Onmyoji. And the rituals they practiced were known as Onmyoji. Japanese spiritual fusion. Onmyoji was built on a mix of yin-yang 5 elements, Taoism, Indian esoteric Buddhism, and native Japanese beliefs. Japan has a unique way of taking diverse elements and making them its own. By the way, Buddhism and Shinto also have divination and magic practices. What do you think are the differences? By contrast, Buddhist rituals happen in temples, and Shinto rites in shrines. But Onmyoji would set up sacred spaces anywhere, even riversides or noble homes. The Rise of Abe no Seimei. Now, let's turn to Seimei himself. Around 645 AD, Japan went through a major political reform known as the Taika reforms. At that time, the Abe family became powerful bureaucrats. Abe no Seimei was born around 300 years later into this prestigious family. Though little is known about his early life, legends say he could see spirits and talk to birds as a child. He later studied Onmyoji under the father-son duo, Kamo no Tadayuki and Kamo no Yasunori, renowned masters from a divine bloodline. Abe no Seimei, the late bloomer. Although Abe no Seimei was said to have spiritual powers since childhood, he didn't appear in official records until the year 960. He was 39 years old at the time. At that point, he was still a special apprentice at the Onmyoji. Not yet a full-fledged Onmyoji, but he was already trusted by the emperor to perform divinations. For example, the event involved a mysterious fire in the imperial palace. A treasured katana had been burned, and since swords were believed to hold their owner's spirit, this was a serious omen. Seimei was tasked with uncovering the cause and averting any further misfortune. Shortly after, at age 41, he was officially appointed an Onmyoji. By 50, he became a master of astronomy within the bureau. At 56, after his mentor passed away, Seimei stepped into the spotlight. He remained a government official until about 66 years old. But his true legacy as a master Onmyoji began after he left the court. Even in retirement, he continued to serve the imperial family through rituals, divinations, and spiritual protection. In an age where men rarely lived past 50, Seimei's rise in his 40s and 50s was extraordinary. He performed countless exorcisms, purified cursed lands, and even predicted political threats. His fame spread beyond Kyoto into legend. Seimei and the Pentagram. The pentagram symbol, known as Seiman, is a powerful ward in Onmyoji. It represents the 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water, and their interrelation. It's believed that Abe no Seimei was the first to use this symbol in his rituals, saving his master from a demon. One night, while still training, Seimei and his master fell asleep outdoors. Seimei suddenly sensed an approaching demon. Using his magic, he hid both of them from the demon's eyes and saved their lives. Impressed, his master decided to teach Seimei all his secrets. Master of Shikigami. Seimei was also known for his unmatched skill in commanding shikigami, spiritual familiars. These beings assisted with divination and protected their master. One day, Seimei was challenged by another Onmyoji. Seimei captured his shikigami and forced him to surrender. He then made it do chores at his home, opening doors, cleaning, even serving tea. Even after Seimei's death, people claimed to hear his shikigami moving around his old home. Power and restraint. One day, a monk asked Seimei, "Can you use shikigami to kill someone?" Seimei replied, "Yes, I could. But killing is easy, bringing life back is not. Taking a life is a sin." To demonstrate, he cast a spell on a blade of grass and used it to crush a frog by the pond, proving his power, but also his control. The dog who sensed a curse. One day, a noble named Fujiwara no Michinaga tried to leave home, but his dog barked and blocked the way. Sensing something was wrong, he asked Seimei to investigate. Seimei discovered that a rogue Onmyoji was casting a curse on Michinaga. Using his shikigami, Seimei found and expelled the would-be attacker. The legend of Madaribashi. Madaribashi Bridge in Kyoto is surrounded by eerie stories. It's said Seimei's father was nearly killed there by a sorcerer, but Seimei brought him back to life using powerful magic. Later, Seimei sealed his shikigami beneath this bridge after his wife became terrified of their appearance. He would summon them from there when needed. Trusted by emperors. By 979, Seimei was 59 years old. He was ordered by the crown prince to perform a ritual to seal off Tengu, mysterious spirits, on Tenachi. That prince later became emperor, and he often relied on Seimei for spiritual matters. In 993, when the emperor suddenly fell ill, Seimei performed a purification rite, and the illness vanished. In 1004, during a terrible drought, Seimei's rainmaking ritual brought relief to the nation. Seimei's final ritual. In 1005, at the age of 85, Seimei performed a ritual called Henbai for the emperor and empress. This was his last recorded act. Henbai is a ritualistic way of walking to purify the ground and drive away evil. It resembles the shiko stomping of sumo wrestlers. Even in his final days, Seimei remained in service to the throne. His strength, both physical and spiritual, was extraordinary. After Seimei's death, Abe no Seimei passed away in 1005 at the remarkable age of 85. His cause of death is unknown, adding to his mysterious legacy. He had 2 sons, both of whom became Onmyoji. The Abe family remained at the heart of Japan's spiritual and political world for over 900 years. Sacred places connected to Seimei. Many places in Japan are associated with Seimei. One is the Madaribashi Bridge in Kyoto, the site where he saved his father and sealed his shikigami. The bridge is said to connect the world of the living and the dead. Although the current bridge is a reconstruction, the original railing is preserved at Seimei Shrine nearby. Seimei Shrine stands where Seimei's house once was. If you want to feel his presence, this is the place to go. There's also Abe Seimei Shrine in Osaka, believed to be his birthplace. And another in Nagoya, built on the spot where he once defeated a venomous serpent. Even in Tokyo's Katsushika district, Kumano Shrine holds ties to Seimei. Because of his enduring popularity, Seimei is honored across Japan. If you have the chance, visit one of these sites. In 1976, a Japanese astronomer discovered a new asteroid and named it Seimei. So if you look up at the night sky, maybe Seimei is still watching over us. Thank you for watching till the end. Of course, many stories about Seimei blend history with folklore. Some say he was half human, half yokai. Others claim he lived over 100 years. But whether myth or man, Seimei became a symbol of protection, of wisdom, of the mystical. Even today, he is revered in shrines across Japan, especially at Seimei Shrine in Kyoto. People still pray there for protection from evil and misfortune. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Feel free to request future topics. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, it helps us a lot.